Hello, everyone, and good evening. Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome to the first ever Saber Broadcast Network New Year's Eve live stream. This is going to be a whole lot of fun tonight. We got a lot planned. Also, as you can see, so with this A10 Mini, I have so many different things, and that's part of what I'm thankful for is that now I'm able to do more things here on the channel. And so you can see I have a countdown that will begin in just a few minutes. Well, actually, in about a minute. So, what I can do now, I'm going to cut straight to your timer. And once our time hits 9 Central Time, which it just did, we are on the clock. And we have our countdown to 2024, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. This is going to be so much fun. So, like I said, we are planning on having over 2 hours worth of best of videos throughout the whole night. And then also, I'm going to talk a little bit about college football and like what I think is going on with the college football playoff. And then at the end, I'm going to talk about what I was thankful for in 2023, and and see what I want to happen for 2024. Maybe I'll set some expectations and see what I can get from my YouTube channel, because you know what? We have grown by, I believe this year we got 20 new subscribers. So we were at 36 heading into 2023, and or I think it was 38 maybe, and we now have like 58 subscribers. So I feel like that's a good gain. I mean, considering the fact that we were at 38 last year, now we gained 20. I feel like it's a good climb. So, of course, great year so far. But the first thing I want to do, I like looking back at what I saw from this past year. And so, why not? Let's take a look back at something that was maybe the point where I really saw that my YouTube channel could be a whole lot of fun to operate and actually give y'all good content. So, without a doubt, you can see right here, the first clip I'm going to play for you is our BYU at Arkansas game broadcast. Now, it is the most popular video here on the channel. I believe it's up to like 500 and some. I want to say like 550 plus is like the viewership right there on that video. So it by far is the most viewed video here on Saber Broadcast Network. So let's take a look at it, because that's really the point where I was like, you know what? I'm going to stick with YouTube. So if you'll give me a second, I will get this prepared for you. All right, everybody, welcome back to college football on Saber Broadcast Network. We got a 38-31 game, BYU with the lead. Two undefeated teams. One will be 2-1 after this game. One will be 3-0. And Arkansas's got a 4th and 1. I believe I'm not sure yet. I'll wait till the game goes back. The national broadcast comes back to see. But I believe it was a timeout from Arkansas. That's what I believe happened. And they're talking over to see what are they going to do on this 4th down to see if they can get it. Going to be huge, because with 6:47 to go in the 4th quarter, this is probably going to be the biggest play of the game, because if Arkansas can get this, then they continue driving down the field trying to get a touchdown, tie the game, and hopefully get it to overtime. If you're BYU, if you get the stop here, you can just run as much clock as you want. And if you get a field goal and you get the ball back with like a minute left, then Arkansas has nothing they can do. So this is a huge point in the game for both of these teams. 4th and 1 with 6:47 to go. And And I just wonder if they were reviewing just to make sure that this was a just, making sure they got the right spot. That's probably what they were doing. Either way, we got a 4th and 1. Jefferson's in the backfield. He's got his running back to his right. He's got 2 wide receivers out wide. Here we go. Sends a man in motion. Here's the snap, and we got a flag. We have a flag. And let's see what it is. And it's Arkansas. They're going to have to punt the ball and hope their defense can get the stop. That just will eat a team up. You can't have those kind of penalties in this type of game. When it's a 7-point game, you need a touchdown. And Brady Latham just with the stupid penalty. So here we go. Max Fletcher punting it away. And a fair catch called by Hobbs Nyberg, It's a 1st and 10. Keaton Slovis and the BYU offense is coming back out. And not sure what we may get from this BYU offense, but what they need to do is just run the ball and just keep it. Just don't allow anything and just easily get themselves back in this game. Kind of easily run this clock out. So here we go. Here is LJ Martin. He gets about a yard. And it'll be 2nd and 9 here for BYU. 6 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. So clearly just running the ball. Arkansas just needs a stop here. 2nd and 9. 5:50 to go in the 4th. All right, everyone. So that is the first portion of the clip that I wanted to show you. So, to give you some context about how this game was going, very entertaining game at the beginning of it. It was a very back and forth type of game. I believe Arkansas got up to like 14-0. Then BYU came back, took the lead like 21-14, I believe it was. And then Arkansas came back, took the lead. And then after that, it was all BYU from that point on in the game. Very interesting game to that point at 38-31. And so that is actually my most popular video because it was a game that was nationally broadcast by ESPN2. And there was probably, I think, if I believe correctly, there was a bunch of people that had probably not had a chance to really find it, or it's just unavailable in their area for ESPN2, which is crazy to think about. But that's how I was able to garner, like, at one time I feel like, and maybe my video will show throughout here. It'd have to be near the end here. Let's go to 3 hours and 32 minutes. That'll be a good spot. Oh my goodness, everybody. It's Saturday night in college football, and this is just an incredible play. A missed field goal from Will Ferrin, and Arkansas's got a chance. Here we go. Can Arkansas possibly go down and score a touchdown and take this to overtime? Here we go. Here's Jefferson with the snap. He fumbled, but it's picked up by his offensive lineman, Latham. He got lucky there, but that did lose a yard.
And they've got to hurry because the clock is running, but they have an injured player out there. And it looks like that's their big offensive lineman for Arkansas, 75, Patrick Kudis. So that is not a good sign because you need every bit of that offensive line when you're trying to go down the field and score a touchdown here at the end of the game to potentially get it to overtime. And losing Patrick Kudis, that is a bad loss if you're Arkansas. But here you go. You got a 2nd and 11. Let's see what Arkansas can do. KJ Jefferson. Here's the snap. He's looking. Jefferson throwing. And that's caught by Jaden Wilson. Clock temporarily stops because of the first down. Jaden Wilson, I believe that's his only 2nd catch of the night. That's a big thing here. But here we go. KJ Jefferson with the snap. Jefferson rolling, throwing, caught! Out of bounds is Andrew Armstrong, and Arkansas has a chance. With 1:16, they are in BYU's side of the field. Incredible stuff here as KJ Jefferson finds Andrew Armstrong wide open. Big play there. So here you go. From the 34, Arkansas looking for a touchdown. Let's see what they can get. 1:16, here is Jefferson. Looking, getting away from a potential sack. He's going to take off and run. He's got the first down. And now they hurry because you can't stop long. Clock does stop, but you got to go when you have no timeouts. 1:07. They're in the red zone, and like that, they shoot themselves in the foot with a penalty. And it's a holding on the run. And that's going to back them way up. Oh, my goodness. 1:07 to go. And this is going to be a long way to go now because Latham had a holding. And just terrible as we got another injury out there. Another offensive lineman. This is number 72, Andrew Chambly for Arkansas. This is not good if you are the Razorbacks. And just now you had the penalty. And this is just hard if you are Arkansas.
So, at this point, you're watching this game, you're like, oh my goodness, this could actually be a game that matters at the end of the season. When we come to find out, though, this really didn't matter much because Arkansas, I believe they ended the season 4-8, and BYU was 5-7 at the end of the season. So, a game this was an entertaining game, folks. A really entertaining game. And I would actually go as far as to say that this was probably, other than the Iron Bowl this past, other than the Iron Bowl, this was my favorite broadcast to do. It was just an electric game. It had, like I said, the back and forth, and it was just an entertaining game altogether. And I wouldn't say there was necessarily a player that really stood out in the game, but it was a game that was very entertaining all throughout. And it was one of those that you had to see the whole game to understand what was going on. So, with that, I will go back to the video.
So this is not good. Not a lot of pressure being put on that foot of Chambly. So that's not a good sign if you're Arkansas. So now you're down 2 offensive linemen. And this is not good if you're a Razorback fan. 38-31, 1:07 to go. BYU with 38-31 lead. And it's 1st and 20 from about the 44-yard line on BYU's side of the football field. Man goes in motion for Arkansas, Jefferson, and another flag. Let's see what this is. So we await the ref. It's a false start on Arkansas. Arkansas is going to continue doing this. And I believe it's Latham again. That is 12 penalties for 111 yards there. A minute, 1 second to go. 1st and 25 now. Arkansas is just hurting themselves. Here we go. Jefferson looking. He's got to go. And that'll be complete. That is the running back, DeBinion, with the catch. Clock is running. Now you got 2nd and a long mile to go. Here is Jefferson. Takes the snap. He's got to look deep. 2nd and 18. Now throwing incomplete. So that is actually probably a good thing. But you got 3rd and 18 now. You need a touchdown, and you got to get 18 yards on this play. And if you don't, you got a 4th down that'll be the deciding factor of this whole game. And we will just see what happens. Arkansas with the football, 3rd and 18. And this right here, Arkansas's got 2 plays to have to pick up 18 yards. They got to get it here. Let's see what they can do. Here is Jefferson dropping back, looking deep. He was hit. It was nearly intercepted on the play. Nearly. But no way was it intercepted. Jacob Robinson was looking for that interception. He dropped it. Another flag on the field. Let's see what this is. It's declined. The penalty's declined. It's 4th down now. So it was probably against Arkansas. BYU declined it. And now, 27 seconds, 4th and 18. Here's your game here, folks. What is Arkansas going to do? You're down 7 points. You got 27 seconds. It's a 4th and 18. You pretty much have got to go. You got to get the 18 yards here. Your offensive line's going to have to hold long enough for Jefferson to get something, though. So here we go. Jefferson looking, throwing. Caught! It's caught! Luke Haas with the catch. Luke Haas. He caught it. And now it's a 1st and 10. Jefferson with his running back to his left. He takes the snap, looking, caught. And that is Sategna getting out of bounds. 12 seconds to go in this game. We may have overtime, folks. Oh, my goodness. And that is a great catch by Luke Haas. They gave him enough time on that 4th and 18. They got it. Oh, my goodness. 2nd and 5 now. 12 seconds to go in the 4th quarter. And Arkansas is on the doorstep of getting in the end zone. From the 16-yard line, they've got a 2nd and 5. Let's see what they can do with it. KJ Jefferson's got DeBinion to his left. Jefferson looking. He's got to retreat. Now throws, but we got a flag on the field. A flag called. And let's just see what this is going to be. 5 seconds to go in the game, though. And we got a holding. And if this is against Arkansas, this is going to hurt. Because you pretty much have one last play here. Again, it is Latham. The offensive lineman, Brady Latham, again with the holding. So here you go. If you're Arkansas, you've got one last play. One last play. You've got a 3rd down here, most likely. And, okay, 2nd and 15. I'm sorry about that. But either way, 2nd and 15, 5 seconds to go, 4th quarter. 13 penalties for 121 yards if you're Arkansas. That is a killer. 38-31. Here is your ball game, everyone. And if they get this touchdown, then we go to overtime, potentially, if they can make the extra point. Here we go, Jefferson on the game. He's dropped, but no. Okay, so they have a Special play they're going to, but it's taken down. We got a flag. This is a little bit of a mess. Let's see what this flag is real quick. Refs have got a lot to sort out here. But if this is in Arkansas, game over. BYU is going to win the game. But if this is against BYU, this game may not be over yet. So we will see. We will see what happens here. No time left. And it's going to go against Arkansas. It's over. Illegal forward pass. Arkansas is going to lose. And that's it. That is it, folks. That is how this ball game ends. That Arkansas loses 38-31 at home. And the last play is an illegal forward pass. What a way to end the game, folks. And I got to tell you, for my streams, at one time, this is the most people I've had in a stream. So I am pleased to see this. Over 70 people at one time watching the game. Thank y'all for watching, though. 38-31 BYU. And the game ends on an illegal forward pass. Well, that's going to do it, everybody. Don't forget, Wednesday night, there is college football wraparound. That's going to be 8:15, as always. And then Saturday, SBN College Football Saturdays, followed by a game at some point in the day. Not sure yet what game that will be, but you may want to stick around and check my community posts throughout the week or watch my show Wednesday night just to see. So for now, I'm Cooper Naylor. Thanks for watching, and we will see you again later.
All right, everybody, welcome back. You just got done watching the most popular video in Saber Broadcast Network history. It came in September, and got to tell you, as you saw just a second ago, that was an incredible game. So, you get done watching the best video I ever did, as far as ratings-wise or viewer-wise, whatever you want to say, and you want to talk a little bit more about college football because you're like, Cooper, you're a college football guy. Aren't you going to talk a little bit about what's coming up tomorrow? Here's your opportunity. So, tomorrow is probably, for, most football fans that watches college football, this is the best time of the year. Because it is that time that we have the top 4 teams in all the sport go at it to win a national championship. Now, you may be asking me, Cooper, because before I get into talking about the 4 teams that are in, Cooper, what's your opinion on the 2 teams that were left out that played in the Orange Bowl yesterday? Oh my goodness, folks. Don't I have a little bit to say about that? So, first of all, I think Georgia proved to you why they have more of a reason to feel like they got left out than what Florida State does. Now, Cooper, you may be asking, be saying, Cooper, Florida State was undefeated. Georgia had a loss to Alabama in the SEC championship game. How could you say Georgia has more of a say in this? Well, let's explain. Georgia, 29 straight wins, not to mention the fact they won 2 straight national championship games, which one of them being against Alabama in the national championship in Indianapolis in 2022. And then 2023, of course, which was back in January, they won the national championship there in LA against TCU, which was the worst national championship game in the history of all championship games. And to be honest with you, I watched probably half that game and I was like, oh, it's over. I don't even care anymore because Georgia's already won the game. So, and then you look at this season. Georgia dominates every single team they played. Even you can't forget this. They dominated Ole Miss at home. Ranked team. Now, you may be asking me, okay, they did all that. They beat a ranked Ole Miss. And I believe Tennessee was ranked when they played them. Beat them. I mean, they handily beat them. But here's the thing. You may be asking me, but what about that game against Alabama? Well, let me tell you something. Alabama and Georgia right now, if you looked at that game, you'd be like, okay, that's a national championship game. Because of the way the game was played, it was like watching a national championship game. Georgia was definitely one of the best teams in the sport. Alabama, one of the best teams in the sport right now. So, Georgia, I could definitely say this. If Georgia and Alabama did not have to play each other for the SEC championship game, and if both of them, let's say both of them were undefeated, and then you had Washington sitting there, let me tell you something. Washington would be left out without a doubt because Georgia, I would have replaced Georgia with Washington any day especially after watching the way the Orange Bowl was played, which I mean, okay. And I know I've heard this about, oh, look at all the players Florida State had sitting out. Well, here's okay. It's a lot. But you know what? Georgia, I think, had more of a say. Now, what would have changed my mind on if I think Florida State should have been in over Georgia in that scenario then? Well, it would have helped to see that they had most of if they wouldn't have had any opt-outs whatsoever, and if they would have played with what they had and tried to win the game, that is the thing that gets me, okay? It's not the fact, okay, I will tell you this. I understand why these players are opting out. I understand why they transfer. I understand why they do it. But I will say this. I think it can also be a move that in this situation, it's terrible. Because don't you want to prove to people, hey, we got left out. Let's go prove on a national stage that we deserve to be in the college football playoff. Because we know Georgia, yes, they'll have opt-outs, but they're not going to have as much as what the normal team is because they are going to want to play to win that last game. Here's the difference. Most of these teams out of the SEC, they play to win the game. And here's the thing. Some other teams outside of the SEC, they only play not to lose. That's what Florida State did the other day in the Orange Bowl. They played like they did not want to lose the game. Georgia wanted to win it from the opening kick. Now, after that national championship game last year, we thought, how in the world are we going to get another game that's that bad by 50, 60 points? Well, we got it again. We didn't think we'd get it, but we got it. 63-3. Georgia just obliterates Florida State. So you may be asking me, what is up with college football? What do I think needs to change? Well, here's what I think needs to change. For one, I think you've got to eliminate some of the stuff that's in December and push it off till later. I mean, a lot of people's been saying this, but it truly does have to happen. Because how is it fair that you've got the coaching carousel, you've got transfer portal, you've got recruiting starting. I mean, the list goes on and on about different things that keep going on. But here's the thing. I don't like to say that I think that college football should take a page from the NFL, but they really should. I mean, let's be honest, they really should. How many NFL teams, let me rephrase that. The NFL does not hire a coach until the season is over. And most of the time, you know what that means? That means after the Super Bowl is when you normally get this kind of stuff starting to go around. So, when does free agency in the NFL start? March. Here's my thing. And there's been, like I said, there's numerous people out there that's been saying this. Why do we not extend this out throughout the year? Let's say transfer portal is right after the college football playoff national championship game, like the day after that. Oh, transfer portal's open. Boom. If you want out, go. Recruiting right after the championship. Everything. Let it be after the national championship game. Make it where opting out, make it where it's almost nearly impossible to opt out in a game, which would be kind of have a way to ban it if you want to, or what you can do is basically, if we're going to do this whole thing where we're paying the athletes, which, they're student athletes at this point, because, they could just go online and do all their do all their college work, and that's all they got to do. So, here's my thing. Make it this way. Make it an incentive that if you go to a bowl game, you can get a huge bonus if you play. But if you do not play, you do not get paid. You do it that way, you could cut out some of this. Because let's be honest, a lot of stuff is ran by money. And if it's ran by money, then you know what you got to do? You got to make incentives. You got to make these student athletes realize that by opting out, you're going to lose a huge payday here. Do they want to miss that? Do they want to miss that in the ability? If you go to the NFL, which, let's be honest, only just a few of them, I would say, I'm not sure what the statistics are on this, so I'm not sure. But not all of them are going to get the huge payday. So here's my thing. Push everything that's other than the bowl prep, push it out till after the bowl season is over. If we would have done this from the beginning, trust me, you would have eliminated 150 million things that would have solved all these issues. But because there's just no regulation, it's all been jumbled together. So, do I think a college football commissioner is imminent? Yes, I do. I think it's coming. Whether it's right after the national championship game this season, or whether it's about 2 or 3 years down the road, it's coming. And do I think that they would possibly get the right person? I don't know. It's going to depend on, because here's my thing. If you're going to find a college football commissioner, it's got to be a full-time gig for this guy. And it's got to be someone who loves the sport, and it's got to be someone who wants the best for the sport. If you don't get that, then let me tell you something, folks. You're not going to have these issues solved. Or if you don't get the right kind of, or if you don't get a college football commissioner, conferences have got to take it over. College football is completely different than any other of these collegiate sports. And the reason why I say that is because the way they're going to have to do this, they're going to have to find some way to get away from the NCAA. College football has to do that. Because the more they stick with the NCAA, the more we're going to run to a bunch of these different issues. So, you get away from the NCAA, you could solve a lot of these issues. Right now, the conferences can negotiate TV contracts without the NCAA. Why are we having to sit here and let the NCAA regulate stuff while they can go do their TV deals without the NCAA having to do anything. Like, it's ridiculous. Some things the NCAA has to be involved in, some they don't. It's time college football walks away from the NCAA. And you know what? It may be for the best. So, because college football is a sport that needs to be on its own. And it needs its own governance. But I've talked enough about this whole rambling and stuff. And also, let me just tell you, next year with the 12-team playoff, Florida State will be in if they are undefeated. They'll be conference champions, so they get that automatic bid into the playoff. And do I think they could compete? Maybe. But it's going to be interesting to be in that situation. And I am not completely sold on the whole 12-team playoff because, I mean, people are saying it's going to make for more interesting football. No, it's not. You're going to get blowouts all throughout the thing. Teams are going to get exposed. This whole model is going to get exposed for being a crappy model, and we should have just stuck with the 4-team model in the first place. Or for that matter, one thing I've been saying for years, and I don't know if I've mentioned it here on the channel, but you know what? I'm going to mention it now. If you were going to expand the playoff, in my opinion, from 4 teams, why are we going to 12? Why are we not going to 6? 6 would have been my number. Had I been over it, I would have been like, okay, I'm going to compromise. I don't want to expand, but I'm going to compromise. The compromise I have is I will go to 6. Because then, like this year, Florida State and Georgia would have had their chance. Florida State probably would have got their butts kicked anyway, but they would have had their chance. So you would have a 3-6 and a 4-5 matchup. Then your top 2 teams would be sitting there with a bye. And so they would sit there and be like, okay, well, we got a little bit of a bye week. We can sit here and watch the games and enjoy them. And then those teams play for a chance to go to the national championship game. So how that would have shaken out if it was a 16 playoff? Most likely the way it would have went, I would have thought, is you probably still would have had your Florida State-Georgia matchup. It's just Florida State would have been 3 and Georgia still would be 6. I think what you would have saw is your 2 teams that would have got your bye weeks would have been Michigan and Washington. So Florida State's 3, Georgia 6. I think 4 and 5 would have been Texas and Alabama possibly. Or they could have changed it up a little bit depending on, they could have changed it up. Texas B3, Florida State B4. But either way, I still think Florida State would have got beat real bad. Because, without Jordan Travis, just like with the committee, they said they weren't good enough. So, that would have been my negotiation. I would have been like, you know what? Just go to 6 teams. Let them in. Let's just see some, I guess, bad football of sorts. But either way, it is a Happy New Year special. And so let's get on to what is the happy portion. Because you know what? I just had to get that off my chest a little bit because, I just thought it was ironic. Very ironic to sit there and watch a 60-point just beating of Florida State. And I just thought it was kind of funny because nobody expected that, did they? Especially with the opt-outs. 20-point favorites was the Georgia Bulldogs in Miami, Florida. The world of opting out of bowl games. It's incredible. It really waters down the sport, doesn't it, folks? But either way, let's get to the college football playoff because I've been pushing this off and y'all are like, okay, Cooper, you've gone on enough. Let's get to some actual college football talk. Also, before I get to college football, though, one last thing before I get to it. And currently going on is the Packers and Vikings NFL football game on Sunday Night Football. And let me tell you what. The Packers were looking for a game, looking to get to the playoffs. Well, they are 1 game away, folks. Because they're up 30-10 in the fourth quarter. And let me tell you, for those Packers fans out there, there's a chance the Packers actually get to the playoffs. Now, I'm not sure if I'm correct with this, but I'm pretty sure if Green Bay wins the game, I think they'll have the same. I'm going to check this real quick because this is interesting because I think they would have the same. They may. No, I don't think they will. Never mind. So what to say, I thought they would have the same record as the Rams, but right now they would most likely move into that 7 spot. So big thing is next week the Packers would have to beat the Bears, and the 49ers would have to beat the Rams just to secure that spot. So yes, Chris Naylor, I am talking about the NFL just for 1 second. Sorry. Either way, I'm getting off NFL. I'm going back to college. So let's talk about a little bit about this game. Wait. So you say no NFL. I won't talk about NFL. Okay. So tomorrow's bowl games. Before I get to so tomorrow's bowl games is LSU, Wisconsin, and then you got Liberty, Oregon, and then Iowa and Tennessee. That's just the 3 other bowl games, which is probably irrelevant compared to the college football playoff, which you got Alabama, Michigan at 4:00, and then Texas and Washington. Also, if you will give me 1 second, I'm going to pull up a graphic of mine, which I am going to try to figure out how to get this pulled up for you real quick. So I'm going to get this pulled back up for you guys, and hopefully I can get this the way I want it, but there we go. So you're getting a little behind the scenes look at what this looks like if I can get find out where my mouse is at. Here there we go. But that's a little behind the scenes look at what editing looks like for Saber Broadcast Network. But here is a graphic of what our playoff bracket looks like right now. So, as you can see, Michigan and Alabama will play in the Rose Bowl tomorrow at 4 p.m. Central Time here on Saber Broadcast Network. We'll have coverage. And then we will also give you commentary of Washington and Texas at 7:45. And, of course, they are playing for their chance to go to the national championship game, which will be the next Monday in Houston, Texas at 6:30 p.m. Central Time here on Saber Broadcast Network. So a lot of great football to be had right there. So going to be very enjoyable for the fan indeed. And so that is something you don't want to miss here on the channel, as I'm going to get our countdown pulled back up for you, as it can be a little bit of a challenge sometimes. There we go. Got our countdown back up for you. But let's talk about these games. So, you got Alabama and Michigan. And so, let's talk about Texas and Washington. And this is actually a fun one, I think. But I don't think it's the better game of the night. So I'm going to pull up some stats for you. So I'm going to get some stats pulled up as we speak, because this will help us figure out what is going on. So this year, when we look at some player stats, passing yards this year, Quinn Ewers has thrown for 3,161 yards. He's got 21 passing touchdowns. And then on the ground, rushing yards, Jonathan Brooks leads the team with 1,139 yards with 10 rushing touchdowns. And then receiving-wise, Xavier Worthy has 969 receiving yards. And then as far as receiving touchdowns, A.D. Mitchell leads the team with 10 receiving touchdowns. Kicking points, Bert Auburn has 136 for their team. So, and that's another thing that's going to be interesting is the health of Xavier Worthy. Now, he did get hurt during the Big 12 championship game, and I'm going to look this up because that's going to be a big-time thing here. So this is 2 days ago from Sports Illustrated. This is just the headline, but it says Xavier Worthy still not 100% healed from ankle injury entering Sugar Bowl. So whether he's playing or not, I think it could or could not. I mean, I think it just depends. It could be a big deal here, but I'm not sure. And really, they may. I think the way that Texas will go, looking at it, I think they will lean heavily on the run game in this case. And then I think what you're going to see from Texas is this. Because I feel like if you look back at the way that Sark played with Alabama back years ago, it was a very... They ran the ball some, but it was mostly to set up more of your RPO or play action type passes for like Tua to throw. I could see a lot of that similar style coming into this Washington game where it's going to be more, it's not so much about the, just being heavily reliant on the passing game. It's going to be, I think, a good mixture of just run the ball quite a bit and then take that occasional shot down the field. I think ultimately that is what you're going to see. And I think for Washington, I'm going to get some stats pulled up for them as well. But for Washington, I'm going to get their stats first. But then also, I will say this about Washington. They've got Michael Penix Jr., who is their Heisman finalist. Of course, Heisman went to Jaden Daniels this year. But passing yards, Michael Penix, 4,218 yards. Passing touchdowns, Michael Penix, 33. Rushing yards, Dylan Johnson, 1,113. And the rushing touchdowns is 14 for Dylan Johnson. And then receiving yards, Rome Odunze, 1,428. And the receiving touchdowns is 13 for Rome Odunze. And so I will say this. I think this game comes down to two things. I think it comes down to defense, because this one could easily, if there's no defense, it could be easily a shootout. But I think this is a game where whose defense makes more plays type game. Same thing as it was for Washington and Oregon if you watch the stream. That kind of thing where defenses are going to be a heavy portion of the focus on the whole night. And so really, which defense do I think has a better chance? I think I would give that edge to Texas. So I can't, like I said, I cannot pick a winner of either game because I'm going to be doing both games. But I will say this. I think Texas has an edge in this game just because I think they have the ability to be able to, I think they got a better way to spread the ball around ultimately. And then on the offensive side, and then I think ultimately the defense is better than what Washington's got. And it's good, and I'm interested to see, because you could argue that this is the best defense that Michael Penix will play all season. You could argue, but who knows? It's going to be a fun game. That's all I'm going to say. Then you get to Michigan and Alabama in the Rose Bowl, the granddaddy of them all. And let's start with the Michigan stats. The top team in the country this season. They're the past 2 times they've been in the college football playoff, which is their only 2. They got obliterated by Georgia in the Orange Bowl. And then, of course, last year just an embarrassing defeat to TCU. So this year in Michigan, let me tell you this. They're going to be a run-heavy team. That's what they're going to do. But J.J. McCarthy, 2,630 passing yards. He's got 19 passing touchdowns. Run game, Blake Corum, 1,028 rushing yards. He's got 24 rushing touchdowns this season. Receiving yards, Roman Wilson, 662. He's got 11 touchdowns on the season. So you can see right there, Michigan is a run-heavy team. They are going to they want to run the ball. And then you look at Alabama. I'm going to get them pulled up real quick. Excuse me. But Alabama, we're going to get this pulled up real quick. So Jalen Milroe is thrown for 2,718 yards. He's got 23 passing touchdowns. Rushing yards, Jace McClellan, 803 rushing yards. Rushing touchdowns, Jalen Milroe leads the team with 12 rushing touchdowns. Receiving yards, Jermaine Burton, 777 receiving yards. He's got 8 touchdowns on the season. So, excuse me. So if I had to tell you, what do I think is the key to this game? I think you look at, this is going to be a low-scoring game, in my opinion. And it's going to be a game that's going to feel like it's going by fast in one sense of the way the clock's moving, but in another sense, I think it's going to be a game where both teams are going to be running the ball a lot. And so in that sense, it's going to be like, oh my gosh, this is just going on and on and on. But let me get us some water real quick. Okay, so what do I think about this game? I think that this is the game that, for one, I think if you are Michigan, I think this is where, if you're, you got to tell J.J. McCarthy, okay, this is the moment. You better step up. This is a game that you've got to be the man and lead us to victory, because I don't think anybody thinks they're going to be able to run the ball all that incredibly against Alabama, because I think Alabama will stop that run game very well. So, what do I think happens in this game? I think both teams are going to have to find ways to force the opposing quarterbacks to have to be pocket passers. And I think in that sense, if a guy's got to sit back and be a pocket passer, in a way, I would have to give the edge to J.J. McCarthy in that sense of being a more pocket passer. Now, here's the big thing. Michigan's got its hands full on defense trying to contain Jalen Milroe. Now, I'm not saying he's got a great arm, which I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think he's got that much of an accurate passing arm anyway. I think the thing that's scary about him is that he's built like a fullback, or for that instance, he's built like a modern day tight end, and he's fast. And so there's a bunch of different things you got to deal with Milroe. He can either throw the ball or he can take off and run with it himself. Now, these people who've been saying Milroe could have been in the Heisman race, I think that's ridiculous. He's got a lot of learning to do. I think what they're calling Gravedigger, the play against Auburn, I mean, it was a great play. But again, I think it was one of those you got lucky kind of plays. And so, I'll say this. This is going to be a fun game to watch, I think. This is the better game, in my opinion. This is the one I think people have been anticipating the most. This game, you could say this could be more like a national championship than what you may get, depending on how things may shape up. But you know what? Where time will only tell. So, like I said, tomorrow we will have coverage of the college football playoff right here on Saber Broadcast Network. But as you can see up in your top right, We are 2 hours and 6 minutes from 2024, folks. Isn't that exciting? But real quick, let's take a short, and like I'm going to say here, we are going to take a short commercial break, and we will be right back after this short break. All right, everybody, welcome back after our short commercial break. And so now we're going to move into video number 2 of our best of videos. And so it's going to be a great video, I will say that. So, and I will say all the videos are coming from game broadcasts I have done. And so here we go. As it loads, you will get it.
All right. From the 31, it is 4th and goal. Alabama has got to have this. If they don't, here we go. Milroe takes the snap. He's looking. He's got some time. He's looking. Now throwing in the end zone. It's caught! Was he out of bounds though? He's in! It's a touchdown for Alabama! It is an Alabama touchdown! Oh my goodness! 32 seconds left in the game! Alabama scores! Isaiah Bond, 31 yards! What a play on 4th and goal, and the magic! Can you feel it? It's the Iron Bowl, folks!
And that was a short little clip I wanted to play from the Alabama-Auburn game this season, and probably my second favorite call of the whole season, behind, like I said earlier, Arkansas BYU, which was just an incredible game to watch. But you could see that was probably the play that changed everything for probably the whole spectrum of college football. That play doesn't happen. Alabama, they still made the SEC championship game, but then it would be a real discussion between Florida State or Georgia at that point. Considering if Alabama did end up beating Georgia in the SEC championship game, and Georgia was a one-loss and lost the SEC championship game to a 2-loss team who wouldn't make the SEC championship, do you leave the SEC team in? Do you put Florida State in the playoff, be an undefeated ACC champion? That would have been an interesting thing right there, to be honest with you. And so, let me tell you, the whole gravity of college football changed in one play, folks. And you know, it's funny that it had to happen to the Auburn Tigers. I mean, isn't it funny that it happened to Auburn? I mean, please comment below if you want to. and just tell me if you think it's just ironic that it happened to Auburn. But I will say this because I just think this is funny. Okay. 10 years prior in that same stadium to that play happening was the kick six. And so I'll just say this. Alabama and Jordan-Hare Stadium, that's just a nightmare ready to happen. But the fact that Alabama actually went in there and had that miracle play, it's incredible, but then it's also like, okay, Alabama could have played a whole lot better in that game. So, here is a comment from Colton Naylor saying, unlucky Auburn. That is quite true, to say the least, about that play. But, incredible stuff. Okay, folks, we are about to hit just under 2 hours until 2024, everybody. We are 1 hour into our stream, and we got another 2 to go. So just buckle up. It is going to be a whole lot of fun. We talked about some college football already, and we've seen 2 clips so far. And, you know, it's been a lot of fun this year doing a lot of content for you. So I just want to say thank you. Because, you know, I'm really grateful for everything, that the growth we've had on this channel this year. Like I said at the beginning, I believe we've gained 20 subscribers this year here on this channel, which is up. Like, compared to last year, that's a good year, to be honest with you, because last year I believe we had like 38. Now we got like 58 right now. So very good right there with that. I think this year, I think it said like we had like nearly 3,600 views total with all the stuff. So, I mean, we are progressing. We still got a long way to go before monetization and all that kind of stuff, if we ever get there. But, you know, it's been fun. And, you know, it's a fun hobby to have, is YouTube. And so, you know, it's a lot of fun. So very thankful for the growth that we've had over this last year. And so, and also I've been able to upgrade equipment and stuff like that, which is always a plus. Whenever you get better equipment, the videos can get better quality. And then once you get better quality, maybe people tune in a lot more, you know? It's just how the whole system works, and you kind of learn over time how everything works. So, I mean, it's just a lot of fun, to be honest with you. And I've enjoyed every moment of it. So, and then also, I have had rough moments throughout the year where I'll be in the middle of a stream and I just cut it off. And so those videos, I do want to apologize for that, because, you know, hopefully, I think that is one of my goals for 2024, is that if I set my mind to doing a stream, I don't want to cut it off midstream. I don't want to leave y'all hanging like, wait, he's cutting us off? We have to go to this channel to see what the game holds for us? Trust me, I'm going to try to do my best with this, okay? I'm going to try my best and set a goal that I'm going to try and do a full season of games. And if I can't do a full season, then I will explain that down the road if I can't. But if I do any kind of game, I do want to do the whole game and not just cut you off midstream. Or like if I'm doing, you know, my pregame show, I want to not leave y'all hanging. So going to be very interesting throughout the next year. 2024, I think, is going to be a great year. 2023 was great. And so, you know, I'm hoping 2024 is even better. So going to be a lot of fun. Also, I wanted to pull up some videos I really enjoyed making myself. And I think that will bring us a lot of good stuff, which I really enjoy. Like I said, I really enjoy making content. And so I'm going to pull up what is probably one of my favorite videos. Also, if you didn't already see on my channel, January 14th, yes, people. I scheduled a video for January 14th days ago. But that'll be right after the college football season ends. It is my top 5 college football broadcast boost of the season because I watch a lot of college football, so I like college football. So you will want to tune in for that. But I'm gonna get this pulled up real quick. One of my favorite videos of the whole entire year is this that I'm about to show you. It is from my 4-H experience, and it's one of my only videos I actually have doing any kind of 4-H stuff. But I'm going to share this real quick with y'all. And so this is recap midwinter. There we go. Didn't have my mic turned on there for a minute. Sorry about that, but that was from Midwinter 2023. That was a lot of fun, to be honest with you. And so, just a great experience being able to go to Midwinter and be a state ambassador for 4-H, which is an incredible experience. I am a state ambassador again, so of course, I'll be going to Midwinter in February as well. That'll be a whole lot of fun. Not going to reveal a lot of stuff for you because, for those of you who may be watching, who may be getting the opportunity to go to Alabama 4-H Midwinter, it's going to be a lot of fun. And so, not going to reveal anything to you because I want to have you be happily surprised. But I will say this, incredible experience, great time, got to talk to a lot of good friends, got to learn a lot of stuff too, because just because that I was an ambassador last year and this year doesn't mean, there's not things you learn throughout the year. And so, a lot of stuff I took away from it, a lot of good friends and memories there too. So incredible stuff. We are under 1 hour and 50 minutes until 2024. It's getting exciting, folks, to think about we are this close to 2024. I'm excited, like I said. But so if you got something you want to talk about, which I got some questions already up here in the chat that I'm going to go ahead and answer. But go ahead, put them in the chat. So one of the questions I had from earlier is, in your opinion, what was the best ball game? One that I really get into, which, I'll be honest with you, these ball games, since I just can't get into them very much, just because of the fact of that it's just, they're boring because of all the opt-outs, and you got players who haven't even played this season. But if there's one that I really enjoy, it's probably that Barstool Sports Arizona Bowl. Just all in all, it's a fun broadcast for one, which keeps me entertained because if you already know me, I keep a good eye on the broadcasters. So I will say this. That was a fun broadcast to listen to. Some people may be saying, Cooper, it was just stupid and dumb. They don't even talk about the game. Well, but it's funny because it's just comedic and the bowl season's just terrible. So the Arizona Bowl was probably my favorite this year. This doesn't make sense. Will KJ Jefferson be the best Bama quarterback ever? He's not going to Alabama. Plus, they wouldn't bench Jalen Milroe for KJ Jefferson, to be honest with you, just because of how things are down there in Tuscaloosa. Spaghetti or ramen? I love food. Don't get me wrong. Spaghetti is good. Ramen's good. But spaghetti's better just because of the fact of when it's homemade, it's good. Whereas ramen is just, you microwave it, and it's good, but it's not incredible. If you don't, if you understand. So, when you cook in an oven, folks, here is the one thing, because I consider myself a person that knows food, okay? You got to cook it in an oven. You got to cook it at home. Microwaves if you cook something in the microwave, you're not cooking something that's going to be the most appetizing thing in the world, okay? Microwaves are to reheat your food or to cook something that's not going to be top tier. You got to either put it in the oven or you got to get the grill and grill it. That's your two options. Oh, the worst thing, let me tell you this. And people, you can answer me. Like, you can tell me, Cooper, you're stupid or whatever. if you're buying something from McDonald's, that is not real food. Neither is Burger King or any of these other places that are fast food chains, okay? You want to know why they get their food out to you so quick? Because it's fake. There's something they do to it to make it cook a whole lot quicker so that they can get your food out to you quicker. And it has all kinds of things that will make you fat, okay? And so, you made me thinking this is a funny rant you're going on. Well, it kind of is. But I'm a food person, okay? Fast food is not something you want to get into habit-wise. So, if there's some kind of wise words I have for you in the final moments of 2023 going into 2024, it's this. Cook your own food at home, folks. You will be healthier that way. You will know what you're cooking. You'll know what's in your food, and it'll be better for you. So, there you go. Little rant about food, folks. I don't listen to either, so I don't even care about rap or hip hop music. Wimby or Chet, to be honest with you, I'm with the millions of people that have quit watching the NBA, to be honest with you. So, I mean, I don't really care, to be honest with you. Now, here's a debate, because this is at the time that I actually cared. Oh, LeBron or Jordan? Honestly, Michael Jordan's a whole lot better. Michael Jordan is the GOAT, and LeBron is probably second best. There's nothing LeBron can do to make me think otherwise, to be honest with you. And then I've kind of already answered this. I'd probably take KFC over McDonald's any day. Chris Naylor's asking what happened to college football. Well, I've kind of moved into the session where I talked about college football for a little bit. Now I'm talking about some other stuff, just, whatever the viewers want to talk about. But I'll talk about some college football here in a minute if you want to. And Corey Naylor's asking, what do I cook? Let's see. I get on the grill and grill some, which, to be honest with you, I haven't done in a while, which would be fun. I like grilling hamburgers. Hamburgers and hot dogs on the grill is pretty easy. Some chicken to grill. I will say this. I am a person of very little patience, and so chicken on the grill feels like it takes days to do for me. So it's not my favorite thing to do. That's where I like doing hamburgers or hot dogs, just because it's quicker and you can get it off the grill quicker and you can cook more. So I don't know. That's just me. If I cook, I like, what's easy is getting a bag of chicken out of the freezer and cooking some chicken. That's really nice. Cooking, any kind of chicken to cook is not too bad. Cook in the oven. You can put chicken in the oven. The bags of chicken you have in the freezer, you put in the oven. Very simple. Come on, man. And Corey Naylor says you can't cook unless you can cook on the oven. You can put the bags of chicken in the oven. Come on. What? How is that the same thing as McDonald's? How? Explain to me. How is that the same thing as McDonald's? Come on, man. You sound like Joe. Why do I sound like Joe Biden? Why? Why? No. Not in the last day of the year. I can't be called Joe Biden. Do you know what they put in that chicken? Probiotics? I don't know. Man, this turned into the chat asking me questions to the chat grilling me over this. No pun intended on food. Oh my gosh. I was talking about food and I said I just got grilled. That's incredible. Oh, man. Oh, goodness. Folks, if you didn't already know this, I don't stay up this late very often, so when I do, it's crazy. What does chickens and Hulk Hogan have in common? I don't know. I don't know. Oh my gosh. They use steroids. Wow, incredible. Thank you. And then Colton Naylor's asking, do you like jazz? It's not bad. I mean, Frank Sinatra and Nat King Cole, that's pretty good stuff. If you're like me and you like older stuff as far as music, you know, it's not bad. It's better than what you got today. Okay, for instance, currently going on over on CBS is their Nashville's Big Bash, whatever. And of course, Colton's asking me, don't say that, you'll get demonetized. I'm not even monetized. But either way, and I mean, they were showing a bunch of the country singers from today singing, and to be honest with you, it's nothing like George Strait or Alan Jackson. Just really doesn't hit the same. Do you like Pokemon? Never really been a fan of Pokemon, to be honest with you. I'm sorry. So, of course, if you have more questions, just put it in the chat. You know, we'll be here till midnight. You know, just streaming, having a lot of fun with you here on the channel. You know what, real quick, because I got a chance, I am going to check and see how that Packers-Vikings game is going. It should be near the end of the game. The Packers were up like 20 points last I knew. So let's just check on that game and just see. All right, Packers get the win 33-10, keeping their playoff hopes alive. That was the final NFL game of the week. And so if there's one thing you know that I love doing on this channel is going through scenarios. But right now, if we look at the NFC picture in the playoffs, because that's the only one that had to be updated throughout that game tonight, the Packers have moved into the 7th spot at 8-8. So, how do they guarantee that they're in the playoffs? All they got to do is beat the Bears. And then what would really help is if the Niners beat the Rams. That will secure the Packers a spot in the NFL playoffs this season. I got to tell you, incredible to see that this actually happened. They actually beat the Vikings on the road. Incredible stuff. Okay. Right now, though, it says that the teams that are still, it's up in the air as far as who can make the playoffs. The Buccaneers are in 4th place right now. Of course, you know, AFC South in the top of the AFC South right now. The Packers, Seahawks, Saints, Vikings, Bears, and Falcons. Those are the teams in the NFC that's still alive. And then you look at the AFC, the Jaguars, the Bills, the Colts, Texans, Steelers. So the NFL also did just announce a few minutes ago their Week 18 schedule, I believe. So next Sunday, and I mean Saturday on ABC, you got a doubleheader. Steelers Ravens will begin the day, and then it'll be Texans and Colts. And then on Sunday Night Football next week, it's going to be the Bills and the Dolphins. That's going to be for first place in the AFC East. So the AFC East champions. And basically, I believe that's for the second place spot. Because I think right now, Kansas City, they're locked in the 3 spot. Because with the win today, they're 10-6. And depending on what happens with that Dolphins-Bills game, winner of it will have the second place spot. Because Bills had the head-to-head over the Chiefs. Dolphins lost to the Chiefs, but because they have one game, if they win, they got the number 2 spot. So that's how that works out. So very interesting stuff indeed. So that's just some NFL stuff I really wanted to bring up. Gonna be interesting though, NFL playoffs when it's gonna be set up this year. Interesting. But Packers got the win. We got more questions. I need to ask you, who is Mackie Mouse? I know that's probably got to be a myth, like a typo, but who is Mackie Mouse? That's new. That is truly new to me. But if you want to comment below who Mackie Mouse is, I would be happy to see what your answer is to that. But until I know, I can't really answer that. Sorry. What is your favorite scary movie? Ooh, that's a good one. It would help if I remember all the titles of the ones I've been watching. But okay, Mickey Mouse. Yeah, probably Mickey Mouse. Well, yeah, probably the old Mickey Mouse, like the one original Walt Disney. Yeah, that's a good Mickey Mouse. Also, with the Mickey Mouse question though, there was also that one cartoon that was done years ago. The one I can't remember I don't know what the name is, but I think it's Goofy is Goofy, he's got his truck hitched to his like the trailer's hitched to his truck, and he's going. I guess he's going like camping with his camper, or whatever. Either way, long story short, he's driving and all this kind of stuff. And I don't know what happens, but if you understand what I'm talking about, please put it in the chat because I don't know how to explain it to you. But that was probably like my favorite one. I don't know. Either way, favorite scary movie. That's hard. The ones with Chucky, now those are. I'll be honest. Those were really good. And unlike a lot of scary movies, it actually had like it actually had more of a storyline in it, which I really like having a storyline. So it was a really good movie. Like those are good movies. To be honest with you, they don't really scare me. They just make me laugh at how stupid they are, to be honest with you. So, I don't know. Probably one of those with the what's the ones? What's the ones with Jason Voorhees called? Can't think. Oh, Friday the 13th. Yeah. I mean, hopefully that's it. Either way, those are, I'll be honest, those are funny. How stupid these people are. I mean, it's like common sense, like don't go here. Like that's where the guy's going to be. Then Jason comes out of nowhere, gets him and all that, Of course, I'm cleaning that up because, I mean, it can be a little bit scary for those who can't take these kind of movies. But, my experience watching them, they're not scary. Trust me. They're not scary at all. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, Colton Naylor did confirm it is Friday the 13th. And then Goofy or the Smurfs? Goofy. Trust me. On that question about the cartoon, it was Goofy. I think it was in color. Yeah, it was in color. Either way, I may do that on my phone real quick. Or if y'all get more questions, let me know. But I'm gonna actually try to Google that, and I will tell y'all what the name of it is because, But so we are getting closer and closer to 2024. So let's see. Okay, I got two questions. Daffy or Donald Duck? Honestly, I love Daffy. Daffy Duck is hilarious. And then Bugs Bunny or Peter Rabbit? Bugs is hilarious. Bugs Bunny. Him with the carrot. What's up, Doc? That was hilarious. Just hilarious. So let's see. I am currently looking. Oh, here's a good question. 2023 or 2022? Which was better? That's a good question. Also, okay, in a minute we will be officially halfway through the stream, which is crazy to think about. Let's see. I'm gonna try Googling this. Okay. We are officially halfway through. Okay. I think I found it, folks. The Mickey cartoon that I was talking about from 1938. It is Mickey's Trailer. Now, I'm going to pull this up. This is from Wikipedia. But it says Mickey's Trailer is a 1938 American animated short film produced by Walt Disney Productions and released by RKO Radio Pictures. The cartoon stars Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, and Goofy on a near disastrous road trip in a travel trailer. So, if that rings a bell for anyone, that is what I'm talking about. It's 8 minutes long. But that's probably my favorite Mickey cartoon ever. It's just really good. Also, to answer your question about 2022 or 2023, to be honest with you, it's kind of hard because, I mean, I don't know. I mean, at this point, years kind of start running together. And so it's kind of hard to choose between 22 or 23. But I will say this about 20. Well, wait a minute. It was 22. I became a state ambassador. So, I would say slightly 22 because I was selected as a state ambassador and got to spend some time, do something with my older brother Corey, which was a lot of fun doing the state ambassador stuff. So that was a lot of fun. And so that was probably a fun time. Now, as far as, I don't know. It's just such a hard question to pick between years. What was the favorite thing you did in 2023? I'm trying to think. What all did we did a lot of stuff. Had a lot of fun trips to be honest with you. Of course, got re-selected as a state ambassador. Went to Georgia a couple times. Went to Tennessee. I went to Tennessee. Went to South Alabama and looked around stuff. And probably one of my favorite things. Again, this is such a hard question, but I'm one that I love seeing different places of the country, and so seeing Southern Alabama down there around like Clark County and Conecuh County and that little area, it's just so crazy to think about because where I live, I'm just like I'm like 10 minutes away from Hartselle and Decatur, and I'm so close to everything that I would possibly need. I'm like 40 minutes away from Huntsville, probably like 30 from Madison. So I mean, anything that we want to go do, we're basically in that very nice area. Whereas down there, just to get across the county, there's like nothing out there. And the funny thing is, like, I tell people every time, like, talking about any of that, is like, I'm like, okay, if you go down there, you got to make sure you fill up your gas tank whenever you get a chance, because you don't, you're not going to have a chance. It's just funny how that works out, folks. Beautiful country down there, though. I mean, I can see the appeal because people who may not be wanting to go and um for those who don't want to live in areas where they're crowded as far as crowding within where you live in having land and being able to just operate your land however you please, I can see that appeal because you're just you can be all alone down there and not a lot of people around you, and that could be nice. So it's really nice down there. I will say going on that bike trail there in outside of Atlanta, Georgia, that was fun. Biking either 20 miles or 15 miles or whatever it was each time. We did 2 different trails, but that's fun. That was really fun getting to see Georgia in a new way. We went to Chattanooga at the beginning of December. That was fun. Also, it's beautiful up there, and the cabin we stayed in, we were right on a lake, and I got to tell you, the water was just beautiful up there in Chattanooga, and um, got to actually do a little sightseeing. Got to see some birds that were sitting up in the trees across the lake. So that was really cool. So as you can see, I've got a lot of fun memories of trips that I was able to go on this year. And it's just incredible that I have been able to do a lot of stuff. Also, going on my birthday, going to Auburn to be on that football field, that was an experience that you saw in my video. Like, an experience that you will not get very often in your as an average human being. You won't get very often at all. So that was a really fun experience getting to go on the football field. In fact, you know what? I think I still have that video saved here on the. Yes, I do. I have that video still here on live streaming software. I'm going to play it real quick. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We are live here from Jordan-Hare Stadium, Auburn, Alabama. This is one of the first times ever that I've actually been on a football field on an SEC stadium like this. So, great opportunity here. Today, Auburn taking on New Mexico State. Very interesting game we have. It's going to be interesting to see how does Auburn take to today's game. I want to see, because the last few weeks the offense has really gotten going. Offense, going to be very interesting. How do they do today? What do they need to work on as far as getting prepared for Alabama? Going to be very interesting. So we will see how it goes today, and I'll send it back to Cooper back in the studio. All right. That was from November 18th of this year. And that was that was a fun moment indeed, getting to go on that football field. And so just a lot of fun. And so, just grateful I got that opportunity. And so just had a lot of fun with it. So incredible stuff. Already looking back. All right. So now with an hour and 22 minutes, I've got a clip from YouTube. This one is a little longer. This, believe it's like a 50-minute clip I've got. Of course, I will probably pause it in between, kind of talk to y'all a little bit. But this is during the Ole Miss Mississippi State game, which was our third highest video of the year. And so I really wanted to watch a clip. And I wanted to give a little bit of credit to my younger brother Colton, who's been able to help me out with some of the stuff. And so he was able to join me on Thanksgiving to do this game. So enjoy parts of this game. Oh, and it's got this right here, my little commercial break. So we'll get everything fixed with it. All right, everybody. 3 of the last 6 games in the Egg Bowl have been decided by 30 points or less since 1987. The series has been tied 18-18. Colton Naylor is going to join me. Here he comes. 4th and 3 for Ole Miss.
And Colton's joining. This is awesome, folks. Here we go. This season on fourth downs. Ole Miss is 20 of 31. Here we go. They come up to the line of scrimmage. They're going to go for it. Here we go. Dart. Going to roll to the right. Going to throw it. Caught. First down. Ole Miss. So Colton will join us in just a minute. What a pass. Here we go. First and 10. Dart all alone in the backfield. Going to take it himself. And he'll get a few yards right there. And so, 2nd and 4. So here comes Colton. He is coming onto the stream. So here we go. There is a run. Hello, Colton. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing pretty good. There is your microphone for the night.
Okay.
Yep. So 3rd down here. 3rd and 2. So Colton, what have you thought about this game tonight?
It's not been great. It's been very disappointing for me. I was expecting a entertaining game, and it's honestly been boring. There's nothing really happened.
Here we go. Jackson Dart throwing. It's caught! Touchdown, Ole Miss! What did you think about this play?
That was interesting.
Caden pre-scoring the tight end. Incredible play.
What is that smile?
I don't know. It's a little concerning, wouldn't you agree?
He's probably a backup tight end with a smile like that.
How do you... They sold out on the run and didn't account for the fact that pre-scoring would be running easy touchdown. Extra point is up and good for the Rebels. 17-7 as they extend their lead. So, interesting game. It was 3-0 Colton at halftime. Mississippi State. They are going to be kicking themselves for that missed field goal at the end of the first half, it looks like. Because instead of being down just 7 points, now you got
10.
Yeah, so hard stuff going on right now for Mississippi State. They got to score 10 points, like 10 minutes, so just to save their season.
Oh, I just thought about that.
Yeah.
They still could make a bowl game.
They still could, but it's going to be really difficult. They're going to have to hope. If they are 5-7, they're going to have to hope for a lot of different teams who are like 5-6 right now to lose tomorrow afternoon. Or tomorrow or Saturday. So, interesting stuff. Of course, Colton, what are you tomorrow? Of course, your Oklahoma Sooners play about, I think it's like 11 o'clock in the morning against TCU on Fox. What are you expecting there?
Exciting game. I'm hoping, not really expecting, but I'm hoping we get Dylan Gabriel going, get him passing, get Drake Stoops, get Drake Stoops going. This will be Drake Stoops and Dylan Gabriel's last game in Oklahoma. Like, regular season game. I think, actually, last home game, too. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's going to be an interesting game. If we lose, I'm going to be disappointed, so. But, and honestly, I think what I'm kind of coming to realize, we're better when we have NFL caliber receivers and quarterback.
Yeah.
Cause well, that's just in general, I guess. But right now, our best receiver, like most NFL caliber, um, is Farouk, and he's gonna be like 5th or 6th round pick. I don't know what his first name is, sorry, but the Farouk dude, I call him Farouk. But he's gonna be a 5th or 6th round pick. He's a junior, so he might not even go pro. If we had another like Hollywood Brown or CeeDee Lamb, or I feel like we'd be in a much better situation that way. The run game, we never really cared run wise. Like Joe Mixon played like half a season for us, like the season he got drafted.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so we don't really have to have a good run game. I feel like that's what we've been focusing too far on, like too much on. Like Sawchuck and I forgot the other two running backs names, but we're just running way too much.
Yep. And there's the kickoff. That's going to go into the end zone as it looks like Griffin's going to pick it up and get only to about the 15-yard line as now things seem like they are starting to fall away from Mississippi State. As now they show the top 10. Colton, what do you think about this top 10 within the CFP?
All right. In my opinion, I don't understand why Texas is over Alabama. I feel like 1, 2, 3, and 4, perfect. I think they did great. I like where Florida State is, considering the injury problems
Mm-hmm.
Florida State has. I just feel like Texas, like they almost lost to Wyoming. We beat them, and at the time, it looked like we were really good.
Here's a run by Jaquavius
I'm
Marks.
being honest. The fact that they lost to us would be like if Alabama lost to Ole Miss. You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not saying Ole Miss is as good as Oklahoma historically or anything. I feel like this season we're as good as Ole Miss,
Mm-hmm.
and so for that I feel like Alabama should be ranked higher because Alabama's biggest loss was to Texas, right? And I get that Texas over Alabama because they beat them, but I feel like if we're going by who lost a better game, Alabama should be higher than Texas in my eyes.
I see that.
It shouldn't matter Texas beat Alabama because look you have to look at it differently. But
3rd and 7 right there as there's a throw from Will Rogers to his receiver for about a yard. So it's going to be a long 3rd down coming up. So here we go. What do you see on this play?
I think it's gonna be incompletion.
Yep, incomplete pass, Will Rogers, and that's just been the story of the night. Just not a lot of time to really get anything going if you're Will Rogers. Mississippi State has been hasn't missed a bowl game in a long time, and so this is gonna be the first year in a long time they're actually gonna miss one.
All right, gonna jump in here for a minute. As you can see, this is a long video, to say the least. Um, just a lot of thanks to Colton for joining me for so many of these games. Also, Jack Naylor helped me with stuff this year. Derek Sanford helped me with stuff this year. So I mean, I had a lot of help this season with those, and so just a lot of help that I had, and it's amazing to know that I had help this year. So just incredible stuff. Um, so we are still counting down to New Year's Day 2024 as we are 1 hour 11 minutes until. Let's take another short commercial break, and once we get through that, we will go straight through until 2024, folks. All right, everybody, welcome back. After that short commercial break, it is the New Year's Eve stream here on the Saber Broadcast Network. I'm Cooper Naylor. Up in the top right, you can see our countdown has gotten to 1 hour, 9 minutes. We are getting so close, everybody, to 2024. What a great year 2023 has been. But it's time to put that in the rear view mirror and look at what is to come. So, of course, in this next hour, what I hope to do is give some more goals. I've already given y'all one goal. I'm gonna, probably rehash that during the next hour. But I'm going to talk about some goals I want to have for the channel, and then, I'm going to talk a little bit about maybe some future. Well, maybe a little snippet of what I'm planning on doing next year, if if I am able to do it. So, of course, as you know me, I do have a lot of lofty goals that I would love to have for the channel. And I can always, those who know me personally will, they know a lot of the stuff that I would like to do. So, very incredible to be here. Getting to 2024 is going to be so awesome. I cannot wait for 2024. Plus, it brings the college football playoff tomorrow, which will be here on the channel. Of course, you don't want to miss it. Alabama, Michigan, followed by Texas, Washington, which will be a whole lot of fun. Of course, coverage starts at 4 o'clock Central Time. Here in Alabama, of course, is where I live. And so that's, the time we're going to get all started. So, going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a long stream. Never done 2 games like that. I mean, like 2 full games like that is going to be something new. But you know what? I'm going to get through it. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, going to have a lot of fun with that. But of course, right now, we're going to get back to the video right here with me and Colton. So enjoy.
Okay, it's way too early to say that. I get it, but there's still 12 minutes left, and it's Mississippi State. They're a good team. But this year for the SEC, it's just been disappointing.
Compared to most seasons, yes, this has been very disappointing.
But the Pac-12 is ending with a bang, so.
So also with that, from what I've heard, Pac-12 is going to play for the next few years as a two-team conference. But basically, I think from what I've heard is that Oregon State and Washington State were going to play more with the Mountain West schedule. So that is what is going on with the Pac-12. So not completely dissolving.
So why don't they just go to the why don't they just leave?
Well, the thing is, nobody wants them unless they want to not be.
Why don't they just go independent?
That's an idea that they could have done, but they didn't want to.
Just go independent for a year. Do schedule a bunch of bad games. Play against make your best team you play against Army. Play play against Liberty. If you can beat Liberty, then you can prove you deserve to be in a conference like the Mid-American or the American. Go to the American Conference. Oregon State could dominate the American Conference.
The thing is, I don't think the American wants them either.
So it's Oregon State and Washington State. Why does Washington State just pay the Big Ten to take them?
Big Ten don't want them.
Just pay someone to take them. Go to the SEC. Ruin the logic of where they're at and just go there. The SEC would love another Vandy type situation. Mm-hmm. Actually, you can't really say that about Vandy anymore. Did they make a bowl game this year?
They're not even that good this year.
Vandy? Oh.
I think they're 2-9.
I thought they were on the rise. Clark Lee, what happened?
Things fell off.
This has been a weird year.
It really has.
Really has. Let's go to a commercial break and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back.
All right, everybody, welcome back. So what is the plan? Well, you know, that is a stream from Ole Miss and Mississippi State, just a clip, and there's still a bunch more that you can watch later on. And so we are done with that for the night. So, of course, we may show some more videos here in a little while, but we are nearing the under an hour until the new year, folks. How exciting is that? We are almost to 2024. We've been live for 2 hours, and we are going to get to that third hour and have a lot of fun with it. But of course, clock is ticking down. Now I know how to do these countdowns like this. I need to do that during my college football pregame show stuff so that I can, give you a countdown till kickoff. That'd be fun to have that. Talk about some college football. That'd be fun. Countdown to kickoff. Everybody loves countdown to kickoffs. So, of course, do you have anything you want to talk about? Go ahead and put in the chat. Just, what I'm going to be doing in this final hour is going to be talking a lot about goals and, what I look forward to in the coming year. So, a lot of fun stuff to come next year. Of course, if you have anything you want to talk about, please put in the chat. I'll be happy to answer anything. Also, some news, apparently from 3 hours ago, Washington State quarterback Cam Ward is narrowing down his transfer decision. How much longer are we going to have to wait for him? I mean, let me tell you something, folks. Getting back into some college football, I'm telling you, this transfer portal thing, I really wish it wasn't until after the playoff championship game. Why are we sitting here before the playoffs and talking about players transferring to other teams? Like, this is ridiculous. Like, okay, Texas, their backup quarterback, Malik Murphy. He transferred out of Texas before the playoff even started. I mean, I could go on and on for days about how irritating to crap this is. And I mean, for those of you who hate the new age of college football, I understand. I can honestly tell you I understand. So, either way. All right, everybody, look at that clock. We are almost under an hour until the new year. And of course, as most of these New Year's specials, I'm going to cut straight just the clock whenever it is time to do the final 10 seconds. So, all right, we are under 1 hour until 2024, everybody. Welcome to 11 p.m. Central Time. Also, to those of you on the East Coast, Happy New Year. Welcome to 2024, those of you who are in like New York or Georgia, wherever you might be. Literally, the state that borders Alabama to the east is now a year ahead of us here in Alabama. That's crazy to think about, but, you know, that's what New Year's Eve is all about. So we are under 1 hour until the new year. So what is some goals I hope to set for this channel for the next year? So right now, I'm actually going to go, and I can pull up my analytics through my phone, which I completely forgot about throughout the first 2 hours of the stream. But I literally just remembered I can pull up my YouTube studio right here on my phone. And right now, folks, we are at 58 subscribers. Here's my goal. Because we're at 58. What I hope for in this next year is to expand my outreach. But then also, let's attempt to double our number right now. So we got 58 subscribers. I'd love to get to about 120 by the end of next year. When we're sitting here, 2024 New Year's Eve special, I would love to sit here and be like, I doubled in subscribers. Right now, last 28 days, I got 198 views. Let's try to get that up for next year. I really hope for that. But really, I would love to get to 120 subscribers. That is a goal of mine. But really, I would love to get to monetization at some point. So I believe to be able to get monetized, if I'm correct, I believe it's 500 subscribers. You need at least 3 video uploads, which I always do that in 90 days. And then as far as I have to have either 3,000 public watch hours or at least 3 million shorts views. So, in the last 90 days. So that is, something that we're going to hopefully try to work with. So we got a long way to go, but hopefully we can get there. I hope that we can. So, that's what making goals for the year is all about, though. And then I think to get even more stuff, yeah, it's a lot. So, yep, just a long way to go. But it'll be a fun ride because I enjoy making content. So, gonna be fun. All right. So we are 56 minutes away from 2024. So that is one of my goals for the year. What do I expect? So, of course, in February, I've got midwinter for 4-H. That is, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Whole new theme for this year. A lot of different stuff. Going to be a lot of fun, to be honest with you. I'm excited. College football next year. Of course, you can see a theme about what I do. 4-H, football, food, just, kind of simple, basic kind of stuff. So football next year is going to be a whole lot of fun. I mean, next year, college football programming here on this channel is going to be amazing. I have a whole plan of what I want to do. And so you're not going to want to miss that. That's going to be a whole lot of fun. So just a lot of fun there. So I think what I'm gonna do here in a little bit is play more videos. Some just that I enjoy. So I'm gonna try to get some stuff pulled up. So I'm gonna view my channel. And then, like I said, I've got a whole lot of other stuff that I plan on doing. I'm not releasing any of that stuff yet. But one video that I have not shown yet tonight that I actually did, that we did here on the channel a week ago, is our 2023 Saber Broadcast Network Christmas special. So I'm going to get that pulled up real quick. So, of course, if you're still in the mood for Christmas, then you are in luck with what we're going to show next. So, there we go. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 2023 Saber Broadcast Network Christmas Special. I'm Cooper Naylor, your host, and I am so glad that you've joined us here for today's special. So tonight is the third edition of the special here on the channel, and so we have some great stuff coming up. We got a skit from the Simons family. I've got a skit of my own, and then we've got some people wishing Merry Christmas, and then the reading of the Christmas story. We've got a lot in store for you tonight, and I want to start out by saying a huge thank you to all of you who are watching, because throughout this whole year and getting to Christmas, I'm really thankful for the growth we've had throughout the year, because I've been more consistently doing stuff here on the channel, and so I'm thankful for everyone who's been able to watch my videos and that has enjoyed my content. And then I want to thank everyone who's in my life, because it's been a good year, a very good year to say the least. And so very thankful for the year that it has been, and I'm very excited for tonight's Christmas special. So I hope that you enjoy, and let's get started.
Why am I doing this?
Brother, Mom said to make sure that things anchored into the ground.
I got it. Enough of this.
Brother, stop!
No.
What are you doing?
Destroying all these decorations.
You're destroying Christmas spirit.
This isn't what Christmas is about.
Hello there. I'm Buddy. I'm your favorite Christmas partner. And you know what? Christmas is my favorite time of year. You know why? Because there's so much to be happy to have on Christmas. For instance, what about that good food you always get on Christmas? Let me tell you what, folks. The food that is prepared on our table on Christmas is always amazing. And, I gotta tell you, some good chicken dressing on Christmas morning, that's good stuff. And then you got the ham and everything else that goes with the Christmas meal, so good. But you know what? There was something else that I thought is, important on Christmas. I think the family is very important on Christmas, because without the good family, Christmas can be kind of a lonely time. And so I'm so thankful that I have had a great family to spend the holidays with. And so, for those of you who may be out there who don't really have the best situations with their family, you know, we want to say that that it's hard, you know, and that we hope that you find some way to enjoy the holiday season, even though it may be rough for you. So, lastly, what is one of my favorite things other than family and food on Christmas? Well, what about the Christmas lights and the Christmas decorations? Any kind of decorations get you into the holiday mood. So, with that, I'm going to send it back to Cooper.
The Christmas story, as read from Luke chapter 2, verses 1 through 14. And it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed. And this taxing was first made when Cyrenius was governor of Syria. And all went to be taxed, every one into his own city. And Joseph also went up from Galilee, out of the city of Nazareth, into Judea, unto the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because he was one of the house and lineage of David, to be taxed with Mary, his espoused wife, being great with child. And so it was that while they were there, the days were accomplished that she should be delivered. And she brought forth her firstborn son, and wrapped him in swaddling clothes, and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn. And there were in the same country shepherds abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flock by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of the Lord shone round about them, and they were sore afraid. And the angel said unto them, Fear not, for behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, which is Christ the Lord. And this shall be a sign unto you: ye shall find the babe wrapped in swaddling clothes, lying in a manger. And suddenly there was with the angel a multitude of the heavenly host, praising God, and saying, Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace, goodwill towards men. This is the Christmas story from Luke chapter 2. Hello, everyone. Tonight, I'm here to tell you that we have a special deal for you coming up with Saber Broadcast Network. We are going to be doing a buy one, get one free kind of sale. So, what kind of sale could I tell you it is? We will be selling t-shirts, Saber Broadcast Network t-shirts, and what comes free? This special little coaster, Saber Broadcast Network coaster you can use to sit your drink on. So, if you want some good, high-quality material in a shirt and a nice little coaster to come free, then we have a community post we'll be putting out, and we will tell you all about it and where to contact and everything about it. So, hope that you will consider getting this item as part of your collection.
Make sure to be kind to everyone this holiday season. You don't always know what they're going through. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Hey, my name is Clay Harris. I'm a 4-H state ambassador and also a good friend of Cooper. I was actually with him at the New Mexico State and Auburn game at Jordan-Hare Stadium, and I'm here to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Hello, I am Dr. Joy Scott. I love the holiday season. I love the Christmas trees, the baking, and the family fellowship. Fun fact about me, Joy, my name, I was born on Christmas Eve. So that's how I got my name as Joy. So excited about the holiday season, so excited to spend it with my husband and our son Maxwell, that is 4. He's so excited about Santa Claus. I want to wish each and every one of you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
All right, everybody. That was our Christmas special from this year. Also, if you look up at the clock, we are about 45 minutes away from the new year, folks. This is exciting. 45 minutes away from 2024. Also, one of our very many dogs we have, actually one of our 2 dogs that we have is in here with me right now. Arlo is laying on the bed in my studio. So he is just enjoying here listening to tonight's special. Of course, he's a really good dog. So, we have 3 dogs. That's right. Oh, it's late, folks. Forgetfulness is part of of it being late. So, of course, again, if you have anything you want to talk about, please put in the chat. Just, excited for the new year. Still, I mean, I'm not exactly sure what could be coming with next year, but it'll be a fun ride, that's for sure. Had to get me a sip of water right there. As we are still awaiting 2024, folks. What a great night this has been. Had a lot of fun with y'all, that's for sure. Had a lot to talk about. And so, like I said, I got a lot of goals for next year. Hopefully getting to 120 subscribers. That'll be awesome if we can get there. Like I said, I hope to possibly expand the outreach. So that'll be awesome. Right now, the dog has decided to start snoring. It's kind of funny. I'm almost determined to maybe go get him and bring him over here. Let him say hello to y'all here on YouTube. Be fun. But, of course, you know what? I gotta find another video that I really like. I've got a whole lot of videos, and so I'm gonna go back to my YouTube channel. At work, doing that way. Yes. Trust me, I'm excited for that video I got to premiere on January 14th. I actually think that's going to be one of my best videos. Trying to think, which one should I show? Let's go to the shorts. I've done a lot of shorts this year. So, see, what was my favorite one? Ooh. Let me share my screen real quick.
Here we go. Bryson Barnes has got his back behind him. It is Jaquindon Jackson. Here's the snap. Bryson Barnes looking deep. He's got a man. It's caught! He's got touchdown early. What a play! Oh my goodness. They dialed it up early, folks. A 70-yard touchdown to Money Parks, and what a play. Here we go.
Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. Forgot my mic was muted. That's embarrassing. Very embarrassing indeed. Let's see. Think. Yeah. All right. we will play more videos in just a minute. I'm trying to browse around and see what I'm wanting to look at right now. Of course, there's a lot to choose from because I got 159 videos to choose from. So, and of course, not all of that's from this year. So, trying to find something short and sweet. Live videos aren't going to do that though. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll go back to videos later. As we are under 40 minutes until 2024, folks. Gonna be fun. The last 10 seconds, as you know, I'm going to most likely I will probably be quiet for those 10 seconds and just show you the clock as it ticks down because I think that'll be the best way to do it. And then I'll come back on and tell y'all Happy New Year, and that'll be mostly it for the stream. But I gotta say that I am very thankful for y'all who have been watching in 2023. It's been a great year, like I said multiple times before here tonight, and just been a great year of YouTube for me. Plus, also I've been more consistent this year more than ever. So I mean that helps too. Being this is probably the most consistent year I've had of YouTube. So having been very consistent, I've been doing more stuff, and so with more stuff, I think I've had more fun with it. And really, the more I do, the more it's almost second nature. Like, oh, I've got this that I've planned, and so I'm just gonna go do it. So it's a lot of fun, indeed, folks. And I'm hoping next year is gonna be a substantial jump in subscribers and stuff. Of course, as you know, put the goal of 120 subscribers next year. Get to 120 subscribers. That'll be awesome. Just an awesome night. Getting to spend it here on YouTube with y'all. Just incredible. So, as I just sit here and just watch this clock tick down, I enjoy watching this clock tick down. And I've had this new A10 Mini since November, so I gotta tell you, it really does come in handy. I got a bunch of stuff I can do with it now. I've been doing game broadcasts with it. I can do this where I can show the clock up in the top corner, which is awesome. A lot of fun stuff I've been able to do with it, and so I am just very happy to be able to do it with. So just excited for the new year. So 36 and a half minutes until the new year, folks. That is crazy to think about, that we are that close to 2024. This year's flown by, folks. I gotta tell you, it really has flown by so fast. So exciting. So you know what I may do? Let me go see if there's another video on here for my channel that I will possibly, and we can get out of the barrier of just this year. Let's see if there's something. I think. Let's see. This is my country. Here we go. All right. So this, I think, was from earlier this year. No, this is from last year, I think. This is from last year, I believe. So.
Hello, everyone. My name is Cooper Naylor, and welcome to the new segment here on this show, here on this channel called Opinion. Today, I'm going to be talking about my top 10 country singers / bands of all time. So, buckle up and let's get going. All right, number 1, and I think there's some debate about this, but in my mind, number 1 is George Strait. He is the king. I mean, just like a recent song that came out not too long ago by Scotty McCreery, George Strait is the king of country music in my mind. I mean, I don't understand how you could do country music without George Strait. I mean, he just embodies country music in my mind. And I think his best song he ever did was Write This Down. I mean, it's such a good song. I mean, it's talking about, just writing down every memory as you go along with your life. And, it's such a great song. Another one of his that is really great is Check Yes or No. It's such a fun song in Check Yes or No. I mean, it's just so much fun telling about 2 young kids who fall in love and, and they're basically high school sweethearts in a way. But then, they get married and then it ends up, it's such a sweet song. And I'll be honest, it's one of the greatest, I believe, country music videos of all time. It's really good. You have to see it to believe it. And I mean, one of the songs from his movie he did a long time ago, Pure Country, Heartland, was really great. But I think the best song that came out of Pure Country, I Crossed My Heart. And it's such a good song because it just tells of a man who's just going to cross his heart, that he's going to do everything he can just for the one he loves. And it's such a great song. I really do think that's the best song from Pure Country. And I think really, if you're looking at George Strait's top 2 songs, in my opinion, Write This Down and I Cross My Heart are probably the top 2 songs ever. And I mean, you can go into much more, like Carrying Your Love With Me. That is, oh my goodness, that's such a good song right there. And George Strait is just the king of country music. I mean, there's no other way you can slice it right here. It's just, he's the king. Number 2, I've got Alan Jackson. And
let me come back real quick because our clock is about to be at 30 minutes. So I'm going to keep it here just for a minute, and then I'll go back to the video as we get closer. But we are under 31 minutes. So this video is actually from last year. Man, what a difference, a couple of years can make. That was actually a fun video to make. And so if you were wondering, I was actually inspired to do it because one of my ambassador friends, we got to talking about country music at my first ambassador in-person meeting. And so I was like, I like country music so much. Why don't I put a video out about my top country, singers and songs? So that's where my opinion videos came out. Really, I've had people say, "Hey, why don't you bring that back?" I may do that through the summer whenever I'm bored of what may not be able to talk about during college football season. So, I may bring that back. But here we go. We are 30 minutes from the new year, folks. So you know what that means? Let's get back to opinion.
If you're looking for, in my opinion, the greatest album ever to be recorded, that is, in country music, Alan Jackson's gospel hits, where he just sings all the gospel songs, to me is the greatest country album of all time. And I know you could consider it gospel and not country, but here's the thing. Alan Jackson to me is a country singer, and he brings a old school country style to the songs, so I think that's the greatest album ever recorded. The gospel track, Alan Jackson, and it just, you gotta listen to it. His voice is perfect for all the songs, and you may have grown up listening to these songs, like listening and singing these songs in church, but here's the thing. Alan Jackson just makes it so different listening to these songs. It just makes it so much better. But if you're looking for one of his original songs, Chattahoochee, let me tell you, that one is a very fun song, and I could listen to it all day long. Chattahoochee is such a great song, and I mean, I'm going to be completely honest with you. One thing I want to do is go see the Chattahoochee River just because of that song. It's kind of funny, but yeah, I want to go see the Chattahoochee River. So, of course, that's part of my bucket list. Who knows? Maybe I'll get a video for y'all to see here on YouTube someday of me going to the Chattahoochee River. Who knows? You never know. But next at number 3, and we're doing top 10. So we're at number 3 now. George Jones. He just sounds as if he's a guy who I mean, all throughout his career, he had that sound of like of an older man who just had this deep sound to his voice, and it was just so good. For example, I Don't Need Your Rocking Chair. Of course, this is when he's older, but it was, I like the song. It's basically saying that, you know, I don't need to do everything the way you do it. I'm doing it my own way. So, you know, I Don't Need Your Rocking Chair is a great song. But then another one of his songs I really like, and this is going back to him back, I believe this is like 1959, 1960, somewhere around that time frame. White Lightning was a really great song, I think, and it's fun too. I think it would be really good if you're one of these people that's just now starting to understand what country music is. That's a great song to go listen to. And so, George Jones is number 3 for sure. Hank Williams Sr. is number 4. Now, all 4 of these men that I've listed so far, I mean, you could argue is the king of country music. I mean, let's be honest. Any of the 4, you could argue, is the king. And after that, I feel like there's not really a debate, because I feel like these are the 4 men who are the top. George Strait, Alan Jackson, George Jones, Hank Williams Sr. Hank Williams Sr. is the guy that brings heartbreak country. He is heartbreak country. And the reason I say that is because it just seems like he's just had these experiences in his life that just brings it out of him. And it just makes total sense. And his voice is so perfect. It's a blues style. It's so good. I Saw the Light, though, is such a good song. And the reason why I say that is because it's just as like a redemption for Hank Sr. because everybody knows like the struggles that he went through, but like I Saw the Light is such a good song. And so I think that's his top song ever. And I mean, if you're looking for a song that not only inspired people through country, but it inspired like all throughout these other genres of music, it's incredible. It's been so many times re-recorded, and so it's a great song right there. Hank Sr., I Saw the Light. Another one that's really great of his is Blue Eyes Crying in the Rain. And this is one of his just super sad songs, but it's so good. And it's what made him Hank Sr. I mean, that's just him. Alright, moving on to number 5, Randy Travis. Now this is the one I know a lot of people may start being like, well, why'd you not put Johnny Cash or Merle Haggard or, Willie Nelson, Kenny Rogers? I mean, I'll be honest. I am a big fan of Randy Travis and his music. I could sit down one day and just listen to his music all day because his voice it was just incredible. And of course, it was just one of these guys that just had the super deep voice. Like, if you're talking about one of the deepest voices to ever come into the country music scene, to just sound so good, and it just had that, I guess, it just had something special there from the beginning, and none other better represents his style than Forever and Ever Amen. It just is so good, and it's just telling of a man who is just going to stick by the side of his lover forever, and it's just such a good song. Deeper Than the Holler it's another one of those songs that's just so good. And the writing to his songs is just so good, folks. I mean, Randy Travis is one of these people that just has this voice that can just grab you and keep you into the loop of his singing, because everybody I feel like a lot of people hear it and then you just can't quit. It's just that good. So Randy Travis is number 5. Number 6 is Johnny Cash. And I mean, he's got so many great songs. I mean, Folsom Prison Blues is my favorite that Johnny Cash sings. It just is it's so good because it's a man who's killed somebody, and he's singing about why he regrets doing that on the train as he's going to Folsom Prison. And so it's really good. Another one of his good songs, I Walk the Line and Daddy Sang Bass. You gotta go see them. Just look it up. I mean, those are great songs. All these songs that I mentioned so far, you need to go see them because they're good. And you can find it, all over the internet. So, Waylon Jennings is number 7, and his best song ever was I'm a Ramblin' Man. That's just my opinion. His voice is so good, and I like listening to his voice so much. And it's just like the last 2 guys I've mentioned are just outlaw country. I mean, it's just what it is. And Waylon Jennings, I mean, in I'm a Ramblin' Man, there's no other way to put it but outlaw country. just what it is. So, number 8, Hank Williams Jr. And his best song was Born to Boogie. I mean, it's an incredible song. I mean, I think anybody would love hearing that. And it's just such a song that just, like, it just fits anything. Like, I mean, as y'all know, I'm a big football fan. That would be something you want to hear when you first turn on your TV to watch, say, like, Alabama and Auburn. And you've got Born to Boogie right there in the intro. I mean, you can't get anything better than that. There's nothing better than that. And then if you really want to hear the story of Hank Williams Jr., you got to listen to Family Tradition. I mean, it just details everything. So I think that's the song you got to see if you really want to know Hank Jr. Number 9 is Merle Haggard. And let me tell you, Big City is his best song because it just tells of a man who is trying to leave the big city and he wants to be set free to basically go out into the country and just do what he wants. The big city is, how he describes it in the song, it's just nasty work sometimes in the big city. So he wants to be set loose and be free. And it's incredible. And now we come to number 10, and it's the only band that I am going to mention, and that's Brooks and Dunn. Boot, Scootin' Boogie is their best song ever. Brooks and Dunn is just, they're the greatest band of all time, in my opinion. And you're looking at Boot, Scootin' Boogie, and it's just, I mean, can you really, like, think of Honky Tonk any different? It's got that honky tonk country style, and it's incredible. If you haven't heard that song, you've got to go find it because it is incredible. So that's my top 10, and just right outside, I had Kenny Rogers, Roy Acuff, and Willie Nelson just outside of the top 10. And so, I mean, as you can see, country music has been bountiful in incredible singers. I mean, there's nowhere else, there's no other genre, in my opinion, that you can really say that there's more than 10 singers or bands that you could consider the top of the top, the best of the best. Country music is the only place you can see that, where it is just a toss-up for the top. So that is what makes country music incredible. So, in the comments, tell me what you think, if you agree with what I think, like my top 10, or if you think that I did something wrong with the top 10, like if I need to change it, if it's not the way that you think it should be. So let me know in the comments. Also, I plan on doing an opinion video on like top country music of today here in the 2020s. So yeah, so that's what I'm going to leave you with today. Thanks for watching, and we will see you again later.
All right, we are back. We are about 15 minutes away, and also Colton is going to join me for the last few minutes as we get ready for the countdown. As you can see up at the top corner, we are 15 minutes away. So exciting to be this close to the new year. So Colton's going to join me in just a few minutes to get us
ready for the new year. So we are under 15 minutes. So if Colton, if you are watching, I got you all set up with this microphone too. So there we go. I got both microphones going right in my face. So there you go. Very excited for the new year. Cannot wait. 14 and a half minutes just waiting on Colton because he's supposed to be coming. So that'll be fun to get to talk to him for a few minutes until we hit midnight. So here we go. He is about to come. Of course, I'm going to have a couple things to ask him. So, I mean, of course, got a few minutes to talk to him for the countdown. So, he should be coming in just a minute. "13 and a half minutes. Of course, we want to thank y'all who have been tuned in the whole stream. That is awesome. We are so happy you've been here watching our stream tonight. So, okay. So let us. All right, I told y'all I wouldn't do this, but you know what? I'm going to do one last commercial, and that'll be the last one for 2023, folks. That is exciting. All right, welcome back as the countdown continues. Colton has joined me. How are you, Colton?
I'm doing great. I'm exhausted, but I'm doing good. How are you?
Pretty good. Been streaming for almost 3 hours now, so you get to join me for the last 11 and a half minutes, Colton. That's exciting. Yeah.
The last 11 minutes.
I know. Yeah. It's just exciting to be able to have you here for the last 11 and a half minutes of the year. You've also joined me to do a bunch of stuff throughout the year, which has been a lot of fun.
Like 6 things.
Yeah. But you've worked with me. He helped me do the Christmas special this year, and he's done it. He's helped me the last 2 years with it. So, what is it like doing that? Just tell the viewers what's it like putting that together.
It's editing. It's just taking videos, put them in spots, asking him where to put it. It's pretty easy.
Wow.
He's very indecisive, though, so I have to do it myself.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm throwing you under the bus.
All right. All right. So I gotta ask you then. What has been some of your favorite moments from the year?
Like from us, or
just your favorite moments. Your favorite moments from 2023.
Ooh, that's you put me on a spot there. I don't know. I have no idea. It's been a very long. It's like there's been so much happen. This morning I was thinking of the World Cup. I thought that was like January this year. That was like December of last year.
November. Well, actually, yeah, it was December. That's right.
It was it was 2022, and I thought it was 2023. So I was thrown off completely. So I'm scared to say something, and that'd be 2020. So
Okay.
I guess Eagles seeing Jalen Hurts in the Super Bowl. That 2023. That was a pretty exciting moment. As a Oklahoma fan, it was nice seeing some Oklahoma guys get some success. Like Wayne Johnson, Oklahoma player. I think he's like left guard or something. It's nice seeing Oklahoma thrive. And Orlando Brown was on the Chiefs last year. He's also
Okay.
Oklahoma. So
Cool. So, your YouTube channel, of course, has done really good compared to mine.
no, that's it.
Okay. Just a little something. What is some goals you set? You want to have for 2024 for your channel?
Stay consistent, do more videos. Just do more. Plus more polls. The polls are fun to see how wrong people are. Like if I'm like in a debate, like arguing with somebody, I just post a poll and see what other people think. I'm usually wrong.
Nice.
It's a good way to ask people their opinion without asking people their opinion.
True, because it's more of an anonymous vote, and then you will never know who they voted for unless they put something in the comments.
Yeah.
Which some of those comments have gotten really interesting here lately.
Oh yeah, I just love posting them, and then someone's like goes like, "There's this Marcus Mariota poll I posted," and this guy just went way too far into detail. Like he was like, the Titans screwed up Marcus Mariota. He could have been the best quarterback ever, and Marcus Mariota still has hope. But if he goes to the Titans, he'd be so good. I'm just like, wow, you really are very emotional about Marcus Mariota. I didn't realize he had a fan club.
I'm kind of in the same boat because it's just been like he's not.
He's good. It's just as a backup, he's good.
Yeah. Yeah, as a backup.
Yeah, getting 2 snaps a year.
So, another question I have for you is, so I know your Oklahoma Sooners in the Alamo Bowl didn't go the way you hoped it would.
Well, honestly, it went about the same way I expected, because the same thing as Dylan Gabriel, he was terrible his first year, got hurt, and then the backup was even worse. And so it's like we can develop one quarterback through time, but we can't develop a backup quarterback. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So like it just takes a long time for Brent Venables to develop a QB, which is why I personally think if Shane Beamer or Josh Heupel gets fired or something happens to them, we should bring them in, and then if Brent Venables messes up, they're the guy. Because I very much think Shane Beamer and Josh Heupel would be great coaches or OCs at Oklahoma. Because, for Josh Heupel, he's been pretty good at Tennessee, considering. Because his first year, or I guess not his first year, but last year he had Hendon Hooker was probably top 10, top 5 QB last year, whether you like him or not. He was a pretty good quarterback, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so he developed him. It took him time to develop, but once he was like 29, 30, still playing in college, he was pretty good. And Shane Beamer basically just took Spencer Rattler, but I feel like if we have one of them who can actually develop a QB, I just feel like Brent Venables is not the QB development guy. He's great for defense. I want his defense, but he's not good with DB. He's good at defensive line. We have probably the best defensive line. Probably going to be in the SEC, probably the best defensive line, just be better. But we just don't know how, like our DBs, besides Billy Bowman's really good. He's one DB in 5-6 DBs. So it's just.
So that is a question I have because you're already, as an Oklahoma fan, you're looking towards next year, season's over. What do you expect for the SEC in year one?
Year one? At best, 10 wins. At worst, I think we're gonna be in that 7-5, 8-4, 9-3, 10-2 round.
Okay.
I could very much see I could see us being in the same boat this year, being the first team not to be in the playoff, like being in the 12th seed again. Because I feel like we're gonna be okay. I feel like we got that 4 or 5-star transfer from Purdue, the receiver. We got some great alignment coming in. We got a bunch of backup QBs. So if Jackson Arnold doesn't work out, we have a plethora of 3-stars who are probably not gonna be any better. But I just feel like we have people we can develop, and I feel like, in all honesty, this will be Brim Venables' third year. I think this is your last shot. I feel like for Brim Venables, you prove yourself in the SEC because you can prove yourself in the Big 12 because you already messed that up. I mean, you proved you can beat Texas, but that's overall just you beat Texas. Everyone's done that. You know what I mean? Like every Oklahoma coach has done that. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong.
I mean, we could have Sam Pittman as our coach and beat Texas because it's just Texas can't beat us. I mean, Kyler Murray is the only person who can give Texas a W, and we're not talking about last year, or I guess 21, whatever. But I feel like this is Grant Venables' prove it year. Like this year, the 23 was it 23 season or what was this past season?
This was the 23 season.
So the 23 season was prove you can beat Texas, which he did.
Mm-hmm.
The 24 is going to be prove you can win in the SEC. Then 25, if he's still there, will be prove you can win the SEC. And then if he doesn't win the playoffs, 26 is win the playoffs. And just keep going from there. If he can't prove himself, he's gone. And we can get someone like Josh Heupel. And if we get, I feel like we should keep going with people who's been there. Like, I feel like eventually Baker Mayfield should be on our staff. I feel like he'd be the perfect. I think he would love to be there coaching. There's some other personalities, like big time, like players who used to play there who has big personalities who would be great players, not like coaches for us. Like CeeDee Lamb, if he decided he wanted to be like a receiver coach or OC at Oklahoma, he'd be the perfect one. Like the other day, he had 200 yards and a touchdown, and 92-yard reception. I mean, if he was our receivers coach, we'd have the best receivers in the entire SEC or the college football.
So, one last question. Is do you think, and this is a good question, I guess, for those who are looking at, their new head coaches within college football, do you think it's appropriate to say that do you want to be immediately like one of the top teams, be like 11-1, 10-2 in your first season, and set this lofty goal each and every season? Or do you want to be more of like how it's been with Venables, how you have the 6 and 7 year to begin with, and then move your way up? So I mean,
personally, I like your first year be your worst year and work and build off that. So like I would have preferred like 8-4, then 10-2, then 12-0, make playoffs. Then if you don't win the playoffs, then playoffs, and then from there just keep winning the playoffs, have a Heisman every year. I've always just felt like that's the best way to do it.
All right. Well, Colton, you are going to stay here as we get our countdown. We are under a minute.
2023 is pretty much over.
Yeah.
It's crazy. This year's been too quick.
Yeah. So when we hit 15 seconds, I'm going to cut it straight to just our clock. You'll still be able to hear us as we will help count you down.
Do I get to start yelling at the New Year?
Sure.
Oh, where's that song that here we go, 13 seconds. 12, 10,
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, one. Happy New Year.
We're old. I'm ancient.
We are in 2024, everybody.
Wow.
That was kind of unenthusiastic. Happy New
It
Year.
was I had a Happy New Year. You were just like Happy New Year. Woohoo.
Oh, there we go.
I mean, are you having trouble, Cooper?
Well, my mouse is having trouble trying to find it.
Oh. So New Year's Revolution, what is yours?
I've kind of mentioned this before, but I want to get to 120 subscribers. I want to double.
Double it? Okay. You do that. Personally, my New Year's Revolution is just to be a better person, you know? Try to be more be more consistent on YouTube and stuff. And then I'm trying to think what a third revolution would be. Usually at 3. Probably watch more football. Because, as it is, I usually just watch Alabama and Oklahoma. I want to watch more of the worser teams play.
Yeah.
Yeah, like watch like Vanderbilt. Because every time Vanderbilt's decent, I don't watch them. Then when I actually watch them, they're bad.
Yeah.
So I want to appreciate bad teams when they're good. It's like I didn't watch a single Liberty game. I would have loved to watch that because they're not going to be good, going forward.
Mm-hmm.
So watching worse teams be good is almost fun.
Yeah.
And, college basketball is the same way. Because there's always these Cinderella teams who are good one year, and the next year they're terrible, and you'll never see them be good again.
Yeah. Well, I would agree about the whole college basketball. I probably should watch more of it. I mean, I don't watch a lot. And then also appreciating even more of the lower teams in college football.
Definitely. And then we went to Alabama A&M game, which is HBCU, which is awesome to go see,
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I mean, I would rather go watch that band than watch. I mean, there's not really the bands that bigger Alabama and Auburn. They're good, but it's not the same. It's way funner watching A&M's band.
Yeah.
Because they put way more effort and stuff. Alabama's just we're gonna call you the best, but you in comparison, Alabama A&M's 10 out of 10. Alabama University's 5, 7 compare.
Yeah.
It's just not the same.
Well, Colton, Happy New Year. We are in 2024.
It feels so wrong to say.
I agree. It's weird.
Every year, it's just hard to get used to it. And then by June, it's oh yeah, it's this year. It's you don't get used to it until it's already about time to New Year.
Yeah.
New Year, new me.
Yep. Let's see. We got a comment down here. Interesting. Interesting comment.
Very, very interesting comment.
Yep. Well, for Colton Naylor, I'm Cooper Naylor. Want to thank y'all for watching, and this has just been a great 2023, and of course, coming up later today at 4 p.m. college football playoffs right here on the channel.
Are you have the energy to do
Oh, I'm doing both games.
Oh no, you're gonna fall asleep in the game.
Oh, it's gonna be fun.
There's big blood. You're just gonna fall asleep.
Well,
both games are tomorrow. I just thought.
You mean tonight? Tomorrow? Tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
This day and time.
Yes.
Okay. Predictions. Score.
Ooh.
Score. And who
I can't. Since I'm doing it, I can't be biased. I can't be biased.
I know you're about to say something though.
My journalism and journalistic integrity would be gone.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'll give you my.
Okay.
So as far as the which game? Washington versus Texas first, because that's a way worse game. as a very biased person, I think Washington's going to win this 14-6. I think it's going to be a horrible game. I'm not horrible, it's be defensive. Then as far as Alabama versus Michigan or Michigan versus Alabama, I think it'd be very close. It's be like 42-39, 38, 42-38. And I think Bama wins this just like.
All right. Well, you got his predictions. I can't do it because I'm going to be broadcasting the game. You can expect some college football playoffs here on the channel. But for now, we want to thank y'all for watching, and we will see you again later tonight. See you later, everybody.
Hello, everyone. Tonight, I am here to tell you that we have a special deal for you coming up with Saber Broadcast Network. We are going to be doing a buy one, get one free kind of sale. So, what kind of sale could I tell you it is? We will be selling t-shirts, Saber Broadcast Network t-shirts, and what comes free? This special little coaster. Saber Broadcast Network coaster you can use to sit your drink on. So if you want some good high quality material in a shirt and a nice little coaster to come free, then we have a community post we'll be putting out, and we will tell you all about it and where to contact and everything about it. So hope that you will consider getting this item as part of your collection.